Okay, here is the section dedicated to trip rod adjustment for the Wickenkamp Live Trap. Trip rod probably won't need adjusted. The way it comes from the factory, all Wickenkamp traps should be set to a common adjustment for weight, pan tension, and door adjustment. And therefore this is something that you will only need to do if you're specializing in a really lightweight footed animal, or a very heavy, if you want the trap to be set very heavy on the pan tension for whatever reason, or if the trip rod gets bent during relocation of the trap or hauling in the truck, etc. So I will go through this part of it now. What you will need is two pairs of pliers, and first we start by grabbing the 90-degree bent end through the trap, and grab it. And you want to be careful so you don't cut the wire with your pliers. All we're going to do here is grab the trip rod and hold it stationary. Get a firm grip. And we take our right hand with the pliers, and we will grab the looped end. Now to make less tension, we will spring down as such, and you'll actually have to bend the trip rod. What you're doing is springing it far enough to bend it slightly. And once it's bent, that will make less tension. Now you can check that by setting the trap and lifting up on the door, and if it still stays set, we're okay. Now if I would bend that too far, if I lift up on the door and it goes off, then I went too far with it, in my opinion. That's when you get into a very hairy or too light of tension on the pan. So all that can be done with your pliers. Now to make the pan tension heavier, once again grab the 90-degree end with your left hand, careful not to cut the wire, and grab the looped end with your right pliers. And to make more tension now, we will twist up, just the opposite of what we've done before, and that will make more tension. And actually what you're doing, and I'll show you this by removing the trip rod, what you have done is you're changing the angle of the trip rod. If we look down the trip rod, we're changing this angle here in relationship to the 90-degree end to the looped end. And the closer we make this to straight in line, the more tension. The further apart, the less tension. Like I said before, you shouldn't need adjustment on your Wickenkamp Live Trap. The way they come from the factory should be satisfactory. This concludes the trap tension adjustment section of the filming.